Today is going to be the shortest video in history of mankind. We're going to talk about substantive test. Substantive evidence provides evidence of monetary correctness. The account balance is fairly presented. We got substantive test of transactions, substantive analytical procedures, and test of details of account balances. We already talked about substantive test of transactions. That was the vouch and trace project earlier in the quarter. Yesterday we tried to put it in perspective that we would do dual purpose test. While we held that sample of 10 invoices, shipping documents, and sales orders, we would test the controls first to see if they were following the procedures that they said they had in place. And then we would also test for monetary correctness, which is our test of substantive test of transactions. We're over on the far right column of table 6.3, Tad's favorite table in the whole book. So we're worried about existence, completeness, accuracy, valuation, allocation, classification, rights and obligations, and presentation. We're worried about all six. They indicate analytical procedures indicate possible misstatements. Analytical procedures usually don't provide full evidence, but they indicate possible misstatements. We're trying to, with substantive analytical procedures, we're trying to establish the monetary correctness. Okay. So this is different than during the planning phase. The analytical procedures during the planning phase, we're just trying to say, does this look right? Yes or no. Here we're trying to say, is the balance correct? This is a slide that demonstrates substantive analytical procedures. We're auditing 2021. In 2020, the company had $1.2 million in sales. They had $96,000 in sales to one large customer, and they had $120,000 in sales for a significant product. When we compared 2021 to 2020, industry-wide, there was a 5% increase in sales from 20 to 21. That big customer to which they sold $96,000 in 2020 went out of business on March 1st of 2021. That major product, there was a new product introduced on 9/30 of 21 that created competition, and they had to lower their price on that product from $50 to $30. So I'm going to subtract that. I'm going to have a base of 984, and I multiply that by 105% to account for the industry-wide sales increase. The 96,000, I multiply that times 2/12 because that customer went out of business during March, the third month. And the $120,000 product, I'm going to split into two. The first 9 months, fine, everything's good. The last 3 months, they had to reduce the price. So I do that by 3/5. I wanted it to be 30 over 50, but Excel reduced my fraction. So I'm going to project that I think the sales should be $1,163,000. Substantive test of details of account balances provide evidence to help us establish monetary correctness. They include bank reconciliations, confirmation of accounts receivable, observing inventory. We're trying to determine if the account balance is correct. Tomorrow's slideshow will be another round of which audit approach